CBS News political director and Face the Nation moderator John Dickerson is in Manchester, New Hampshire. John, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Let's talk about Bill Clinton on the attack first. The former president, clearly loves the battle, but is he going too far?
Well, he goes perhaps when he talks about the sexism within the Sanders campaign. That can be a little distracting. It can take away from the images the Clinton campaign wants, which is of Secretary Clinton out there fighting for all those votes, even though she's not going to win. She's out there still fighting. She's in the hunt. But on the other hand, when he says something a little controversial, it's a nice way to get it into the bloodstream without having her say it directly.
How important, John, is the ground game in New Hampshire? And will Donald Trump do much better in New Hampshire than he did in Iowa when it comes to the ground game?
Ground game is more important in caucuses and in Iowa in particular than in a primary. It's a little harder to participate in a caucus, and so you have to go out and work the voters a little bit more. The electorate in Iowa was also more favorable to Ted Cruz than Donald Trump. So in New Hampshire, things are looking much better for Trump. There's less reliance on the ground game, and the electorate here is closer to the one that he likes.
John, it looks like it's the race for second that has intensified and where many expectations are set.
Well, yes, it's the race to be the alternative to Trump and Cruz. And did Marco Rubio take a hit because of his difficult debate performance? Those three governors who've all been gunning at him, did they take him down? Or if Rubio shows up and does better in the polls, then he can say, hey, I took all of this incoming fire and I survived, and therefore really I am the alternative to Trump and Cruz.
Do we know anything yet about that, though, before we hear the response of the voters in terms of polling?
Well, there's a CNN poll that shows Rubio didn't take as much damage as a lot of people might have thought he did. But boy, we know that the polling in New Hampshire, as is often the case with a lot of polling everywhere, you got to be really careful about it. We got to wait for the voters.
Could this be a big night for John Kasich?
It could be if he comes in second, let's say. You know, he did it the way John McCain did in 2000. He did a lot of town halls, I think 104. McCain did 114. He sort of did it slow and steady, and he has the resume. I mean, if people start to take a second look at him, he's worked in Washington, he's been a governor, he has the resume. So if he has a strong showing here, he will have his moment to argue that he's the alternative to Trump and Cruz.
All right, John Dickerson, a nice long day for you today in New Hampshire. We'll be watching.